Welcome back, Super Friends. What's the hubbub? Today, I'm reacting to the potential buyout news of Warner Brothers being sold to Paramount and its implications. I'm also giving my opinion on Aaron Fischer's take on the murder of Charlie Kirk and Ukrainian refugee Iryna Zarutska. Rarely do I mix politics, but I felt like weighing in here. First, on the buyout. Let's take a look at Aaron's assertion that it would be the end of Gunn helming DC movie projects.
A lot of trades have picked up on this. It is something that is going to happen. Whether the sale goes through or not is a whole nother deal, but Paramount is going to put this bid in, and I do think the wheels are moving. I hope this happens. I really hope this happens. This means the days of Zaslav and Gunn are numbered.
Gunn's job as the head of DC Studios would likely be safe even if Warner Brothers was sold to Paramount or any other buyer. For a few reasons, James Gunn has a clear long-term vision. Gunn and Peter Safran were hired to create a cohesive 8 to 10-year plan for DC called the DCU, DC Universe. This kind of strategic leadership is rare in DC's past, which suffered from reactive decisions and inconsistent direction. A new buyer would likely value consistency and planning, especially since DC is a huge IP with long-term value. Here, John Campea chimes in as well.
Should James Gunn feel safe in his job? Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's having great success, and you don't want the damage of having to do another full recycle. So, yeah, I get, Rob. I understand why there are people asking the question, geez, if Paramount takes over, is James Gunn's job in trouble? I get asking the question because there are legitimate reasons there. But I think when you really weigh it all out, I think James Gunn is going nowhere. I think he's probably one of the reasons Ellison and Paramount wanted to get this thing. So I think he's safe.
He's already making positive changes. Gunn's first projects like Creature Commandos and Superman have been well received in early marketing and press. He communicates openly with fans, which helps rebuild trust in DC after years of uneven releases. He's respected in both creative and business circles for making successful, character-driven superhero films. Guardians of the Galaxy, The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Robert Burnett also gives his take on this.
And if it ain't broke, you don't want to fix it. So I think that if and it's basically a new studio. We've seen an animated series come out from it. We just had their first feature film, Superman, which did quite well, as you pointed out. It's burning up the SVOD charts. You've got Supergirl in the wings, Peacemaker season 2, Lanterns. So they have a lot of money that's been spent on product that could actually turn out to be very beneficial for Paramount. And again, that the train has left that station. And if DC Studios is doing well, if it supports itself, then why would you want to make that change? And you have Peter Safran. Remember, Peter Safran also is the producer of The Conjuring: Last Rites.
So, yeah, he was hotly there were a lot of studios that were after Peter Safran to come in to join them on different levels.
And Peter Safran and James Gunn have been partners for over a quarter century.
Yeah,
they've been working together, and that team is one of the most successful. Peter Safran's, as we talked about the numbers on the Conjuring franchise last week, Conjuring: Last Rites is going to put that franchise above $2.5 billion. So why would anybody want to get rid of Peter Safran and James Gunn, who are two of the most successful, well, maybe not since Brian Grazer and Ron Howard has there been a successful filmmaking producing team like Safran and Gunn, maybe ever.
Studios usually avoid shaking things up mid-transition. During major acquisitions, companies tend to pause big leadership changes unless there's a crisis. Since DC isn't failing under Gunn's leadership, a buyer like Paramount would likely wait and see how the current plan performs. Supergirl will release. Clayface will release. Man of Tomorrow is getting far in development now and will release. Let's also recognize there is no immediate replacement. Gunn is a rare blend of creative talent and executive leadership, hard to replace. Sudden leadership change would derail the DCU rollout and cause more instability, not something a buyer wants when inheriting billion-dollar IP. Gunn is popular and connected. He's respected in both fan communities and within the industry. He has strong relationships with actors, writers, and directors. Firing Gunn could alienate talent, fan bases, and investors, all risky moves. The bottom line, even if Paramount or another company buys Warner Brothers, they would likely keep James Gunn in place at least through the release of the first few DCU projects through Man of Tomorrow. If they perform well, Gunn's position would only be more secure. On to the tragic news of Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and his family. Charlie, we love you. Charlie Kirk, according to the President of the United States, is dead. I don't really know where you go from here.
They're sick.
I don't know where we go from here in a news program, and I don't know where we go from here in America.
Who was murdered essentially for participating in free speech.
Do you feel proud of yourself for debating college kids who are unprepared to speak in front of an audience like yourself? Hold on. You're 30 years old. We can agree you're 30 years old, right? Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter. I'm a registered voter.
I vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here today. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
Than a professor talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
I know there are some who consider me to lean left, but like Aaron, I usually don't interject much into the political sphere.
I am not a political person by nature, especially when it comes to this stuff. And I don't like to talk about politics. I'm not a conservative. I'm not right-leaning. I'm not left-leaning. And after what I've seen this week, I am definitely not left-leaning. I do not identify with the left at all. At all. We saw earlier this week a Ukrainian woman in Charlotte get killed by a person of color on a train. She was sitting in front of this individual, didn't give him any mind, minding her own business on her phone. She took refuge here from Ukraine. And this guy proceeded to stab her in the neck 3 times and walk off. Nobody helped this woman for minutes. Minutes. As she drowned in her own blood, dying, passing out almost immediately, and then finally somebody comes in to help her. I've seen the whole uncut video. It is so disturbing. It is so sad.
I'm socially liberal and of mind to let people live how they want as long as it's not hurting others as a result of actions.
The left will tell you how important Ukraine is. The left will tell you how we need to pump all this money into Ukraine. But when it comes to people who are actually here trying to help themselves and get away from that, they're silent. It's not about people. It's about politics. It's about my side. My side matters. It's not about the people. I have come to find this week that the left is completely devoid of soul, of God, of anything of value. Anything. Today, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I also saw the video on that. And I saw the second video that came in. He was at a speaking event in Utah, and a sniper from over 200 yards away shot him in the neck. And the video that I saw, there was so much blood coming out. I'm like, there is no way this guy is going to survive. I've never seen that much blood come out of somebody at any given time. And sure enough, they did get him in critical condition to the hospital, but he did end up passing away. And what is the left all of a sudden talking about? Gun control. But if you want to have an honest discussion about gun control, if you want to talk about all of the major gun incidents that have happened over the last 3 to 4 years, they have been done by trans people. People speaking from the left. The left is creating this rhetoric that is destroying the United States of America. And I am done remaining silent. It will not become a part of my channel, I promise you that. This will be the only video I do on this, but I want to make it very clear.
Where I agree with Aaron is some of the social media reactions to his death by detractors of his were disgusting. That said, let's not be so quick to say it's everyone on the left. Yes, those who truly hated him and celebrated were likely to be on the left, but the vast majority of either political sides were shocked and saddened that he died. To imagine his young children no longer have a father is heartbreaking. They can never scream in excitement and run into the arms of their father again.
And what's crazy about this is there's this ideology that it's about me. It's about me, 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 me. And if it's not about me, I'm going to go out and destroy people. It's not about guns. Guns do not shoot themselves, and criminals do not care about guns. So if you take guns away from the law-abiding people, the people that are going to be left with guns are the criminals. And nobody will be able to protect themselves. It's not a gun issue. And what happened to Charlie Kirk, I don't know Charlie Kirk. I don't follow him. I don't know his politics. I know he has, from what I've seen on the news today, he's helped a lot of young individuals learn about human principles and appreciate life. And he was trying to make a better America for him, his family, and his kids. The mainstream media is in the pocket of the left. There were people when he was shot today, MSNBC actually came out and said it was probably celebratory gunfire by one of his supporters that did it. Really? Really? And in regards to the Ukrainian woman who was stabbed, you had Whoopi Goldberg come on and make a statement saying it's not about the color of your skin. They're tired of people making it about the color of your skin. This is about mental illness. Yet the guy himself said, I got that white woman. I got the white woman. And according to reports, he said it twice. I can't confirm that, but at least it's been confirmed he said it once. He was a criminal who had been in jail 14 times, should have never been out on the streets, period. You also find out that these judges that are letting these individuals out are appointed by these liberal people in these cities. They're not even judges, and they're allowed to do this stuff. Like, it's mass chaos here in America. It's open season on anybody that does not agree with your position. The left is godless.
As far as Aaron's views that the left is godless, let's reel that rhetoric back a bit. Democrats have historically passed a greater number of and more expansive social programs into law than Republicans, largely due to differing political philosophies about the government's role in providing a social safety net. I think it's a slippery slope to make blanket statements of the left hates peoples, and only Republicans on the right have a sense of morals.
They're soulless. I have been told for about the last 9 years that because I am white, I have a disposition for being racist. What? I have never been racist towards anybody in my entire life.
As far as the murder of the young Ukrainian woman mentioned earlier, Iryna Zarutska fled Ukraine in 2022 with her mother, sister, and brother to escape the war with Russia. It's devastating that coming to America to avoid violence ended up in violence. I also agree there was a racial element in that her attacker was blatantly making it clear to point out they went after a white woman.
Outraged today over the brutal murder of a beautiful 23-year-old waitress on a commuter train. The accused killer has a history of violence and mental illness, yet was free on no cash bail.
Here are the facts that many outlets have shamefully and intentionally failed to report until President Trump drew attention to it.
Disturbing surveillance video shows Iryna Zarutska, a refugee from war-torn Ukraine who sought peace and safety in the USA, stepping onto the train after finishing her shift at a pizza restaurant. In the seat behind her is 34-year-old DeCarlos Brown. Watch as he slowly opens a pocket knife, then stands and without warning plunges the knife into his victim in an unprovoked attack. He strides away, and at first, even Iryna doesn't seem to realize how badly wounded she is, but her life is ebbing away.
But if you want to go down that route and talk about it, you all could go do a Google search yourself, and you can see the statistics on black on white crime in America and white on black crime in America, and you'll see the truth. Okay? I am always about judging people on the content of their character and their actions, not the color of their skin. But if you want to get down to brass tacks and you want to talk about the facts, go look up those statistics. Go look those statistics up amongst all the different races here in America. It is extremely eye-opening. So what's going to happen now, because of what's happened this week, this is fundamentally going to change America. There's no question that changes are coming. The left is no longer going to be able to spout this stuff with impunity because it's getting people killed.
Where I feel Aaron directs his views on statistics without context is something I disagree with the nature of his premise. Yes, of course, there is more black on white crime than white on black crime. It's the same reason, though, there are more white mass shooters than black. It's the population segmentation. If black men only make up, say, 6% of America's population, and of that white people in general are around 62%, of course the minority involved in an act would be more likely to have committed crime on the majority. For example, take mass shootings. Of the statistics, it's predominantly male. Other than that, the actual shooters are nearly proportional by race. The data I've found from 1966 through 2024 states 53% of mass shootings were demographically white male. Around 21% are by black males, white men being the highest in population of males in America. That makes sense. The bottom line here is nobody deserves to be killed for disagreements or opinions and enacting free speech. I don't have to agree with everything Charlie Kirk stood for to sympathize with the loss of his life. I've found some agreement in Aaron's comments, but disagreement on how much it's a left versus right issue.
I don't know what it is with the left and their desire to destroy anything that doesn't fall within their belief system. I just don't understand this. I do not understand it, and I never will. I'm compassionate towards every single human being. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I don't care what your religion is. And if you're my friend, you're a friend for life. But I will not remain silent anymore. I'm not racist. I don't fear people when I go out. But you have to mind your surroundings. This poor woman that was killed, she did not deserve this. And the left-stream media would not cover this story until it got so big they couldn't ignore it anymore. The only place you could see actual news is on X because it's not censored. I cannot believe what I am seeing. I am sorry. I am sorry if you do not agree with me on this. But I can no longer remain silent. I'm not going to sit here and just sit back and have people call me racist. I've been called so many horrible things in the comments, and I've blocked all these people simply because I am white over the last 9 years, not just on X or on YouTube, but on Facebook and other places. There is definitely a cancer in this country, and it is not the people that are getting shot up right now. It's the people doing the crimes. I just cannot believe this, guys. I feel so sorry for Charlie Kirk and his family, his wife. He was only 31. He had a wife and 2 young kids. They now no longer have a father. And from what I've seen on TV, he has helped shape a lot of young people. A lot of young people. And his message will spread even wider now because of this.
There's always been a war on humanity. Both the deaths of Iryna and Charlie should be a reminder to be sympathetic, and in no way should their deaths sit right with anyone. Nothing about killing them is justified. That was today's hubbub. Until next time, take care of yourselves and others.
just get to get everything you want. Okay. Well, you have to be on very good behavior to get such a thing like this. Okay? Hold on. You have to behave well.
Did you earn it?
I know, but what did you do for it? Have you been a good girl?